my sunglasses on before I start talking. There's a lot of things with like a lot of rappers and shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to talk unless we got sunglasses on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, I understand because sometimes like, I don't even like to like say my lyrics in the booth unless I'm like holding like a pistol or something because it just makes me feel tough. You know what I'm saying?
Podcast.
But we have a real legend, right here with us in Podcast Wednesdays. So, excuse me, Mr. Legend, tell the people who you are. I know who you are.
My name is Mr. Legend, and that's very true and correct. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of legendary things, which is why I'm a legend. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just fucking with you. My name is Dice Raw, legendary roots. They're legendary. You know what I'm saying? So I can say that.
Just as much as
it's in the
legendary
name.
with them.
But their name is the legendary. It's like they kind of like set it up. I should have did it a long time with a legendary Dice Raw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The infamous Mob D. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of set that up in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, though. Thank you, man. Yeah, and I am blessed. I've done some legendary things. Some things we can't talk about on camera, but they happen.
A few questions, Dice.
All right, good.
All right, so how long have you been MCing / in the industry?
Not long, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just started flowing about like 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look up to A$AP Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like the inspiration for like my whole style. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever he do, I just do it after him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my twist. You know what I'm saying? So.
But for real.
No, seriously, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started flowing 6 months ago when I first heard A$AP Rocky mixtape, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I could do that, you know what I'm saying? So
anyone can do that.
I got real inspired, you know what I'm saying, from A$AP. So I changed my name to A$AP Raw, and it's just been flowing ever since. You know what I mean? Nah, it's. I wish that was the real story. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually started rapping a long time ago, before any of you were born. Actually, I started rapping in the year 1968. And
that was doing the civil rights.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. Like, that was my whole image. You know what I'm saying? I used to dress up like Martin Luther King, and I would go out and I would start flowing. And people, they really wasn't into hip hop back then because it was like, I invented it. I invented rap music. You know what I'm saying? So, at this is in the early '60s, early '70s, late '60s, it was really hard for me to get people to listen to hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
So, moving on to the next question. Who are some of your inspirations in becoming an MC?
All right, seriously. Inspiration, because that's a serious question. My inspirations to become an MC, my very, very first inspiration that I could say was Day to Day. He had this song, Nightmares and the Night. You heard that before?
Yes.
Okay. You older than you look then, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but Nightmares and the Nightmares. That's the first time where I really heard somebody say like a funny rap. You know what I'm saying? I always consider myself, to be like a funny person, or I always loved comedy and cartoons and shit like that. So when I first heard Nightmares, I was like, damn, that's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? Day to Day Nightmares. So that was one of my earliest inspirations. The Fat Boys,
nice.
Run DMC, LL Cool J, everybody that was in Crush Groove, the movie. KRS-One was a very strong, heavily influenced. Like LL Cool J, KRS-One, and EPMD might be where my style actually is developed from, because they were the most rappers that I listened to as a child. You know what I'm saying? So KRS-One, EPMD, LL Cool J, definitely where my style definitely was developed from. Coogee Rap.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
right. That's a legend, man.
Oh man, I'm telling you about Coogee Rap. Other day I get out of the car, I go in the store. It's this old head. He walking down the street, screaming "Road to the Riches." I mean, screaming it. And at first I was like, "Oh, that's my shit." I started singing along with him, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this man is insane."
Right. I don't want to look like I'm with him.
Yeah, he's clearly lost his mind. And he's like, when I was 5 years old, I realized there was a road. I mean, just screaming it. And I was like, ah. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This ain't good.
So, where do you get some of your ideas when you're writing a song?
Well, a lot of times I gotta get my ideas back from people who stole shit from me. Like, I took a lot of meetings where I would go in and talk to people and express my ideas, and they stole them from me, and then I kind of gotta go steal them back. So it was like a lot of times I just kind of Like Martin Scorsese, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, Goodfellas, right?
well, yeah, like, you know, I came in with the idea of Goodfellas about an Italian family who lived next door to me as a child, you know what I mean? And I was telling about everything that happened and what happened with, you know, someone that wasn't Italian that tried to infiltrate them, you know, and then he changed it all around. So a lot of times I got to go back and steal my shit back, you know what I mean? So a lot of times I just go watch movies like, you know, Steven Spielberg, or even like, you know, Big Bird, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Like when I stepped to Big Bird with the idea for Sesame Street, like he wasn't even into it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, oh, I don't know. What about a street? You know, like kids on the street. I don't like it. Then he turned around and fucked me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So I just go back and steal my own shit. Now, you know, ideas. I really can't even take credit for any idea I ever had. You know what I'm saying? It's like when the music comes on, I feel it, and then something's like, oh, say this. And I'm like, you sure? And he's like, yo, trust me. You know what I mean? So I do it, and it works. You know what I'm saying? But it's really, you know, it's really hard to take credit for something that's creative. You know what I mean? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it is me, but it feels like it isn't me. You know what I mean? Like, when I hear it, it's because it's like I wasn't even in that mind frame. Like, when I came up with the idea for Here I Come, it's like, you know, it's like when I think about the chorus and how it sounds, I'm like, what made me say that? You know what I'm saying? You know, so...
just as soon as you said that, the song was playing in my mind.
Like, Here I Come, or even like Radio Days, like, when I listen back to it, I'm like, damn, what was I thinking about? Like... It's really crazy, you know, like, I don't know, maybe I was high. I don't know, like, but it's just interesting, you know.
So far in your career, what are some of your small to major accomplishments?
Well, I look at everything as an accomplishment, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like, yo, we failed. Unless we you know, we didn't learn anything and, you know, nothing was accomplished. I mean, there's really very small failures, you know what I'm saying? So I look at everything as accomplishment. So just waking up every day is an accomplishment to me. You know, coming to the studio, being able to do anything physical. I don't know. I would say this, like, as far as musical accomplishments, you know, winning a Grammy, 1999, being nominated for 5 Grammys. I mean, those things are good, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah, those things are good. You know, putting out a solo album, I always wanted to do that. You know, that was cool. It didn't sell, but it still was a cool experience.
Yeah, that was pretty real for you to say, you know, like, it didn't sell, but, you know, it still was a great accomplishment. Like,
I mean, there's no secret, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to just go on Billboard, you know what I mean? They'll tell you how many records were sold. But, you know, it's all good, man. You know, that was 10 years ago. I'm still here. I'm still making music. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I feel good about the music that I make. People like it. You know, The Undone was one of the most critically acclaimed Bruce albums of all time. You know, so I had a lot to do with that. So
it's beautiful, man. That's a great album. Mm-hmm. What was some of your best events you perform at? When and where?
I did a Maxim magazine party.
Oh, God.
And that was crazy.
I believe it.
That was crazy. I did a show in Humboldt County that was just absolutely retarded. You know what I'm saying? Japan.
Nice. Now, how was it performing in Japan? Because I heard Japan speaks the most English over there.
They do speak a lot of English, which is funny. Like everywhere you go, they speak English. Mm-hmm. We're the only assholes who don't speak any languages. This is like somebody come over here to be like, yo, da 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 da. You're like, oh, I don't know. You go overseas, but yo, man, where's McDonald's? They're like, oh, down the street. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wants to speak English for what reason? I don't know. We got the most celebrities. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We got the most celebrities. So it's like, you know, out of all the world, like motherfuckers be like, oh, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Oh, Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? So
not things we should be known for.
That's all we got.
Right.
That's all we got. That's the only thing other people like from America. They don't like our food. They don't like anything.
That is true. There's no real standout food.
But you got McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut.
All that shit will give you a heart attack.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's in other countries. Like, you don't go into, like, a Chinese... we don't go to Shanghai and walk into an American steakhouse. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. So, describe your craft in one word.
My craft. Masterful. I am a master, yes. I feel like I've mastered the art of hip hop.
See? Legend.
Right.
Legendary shit. What are some of your upcoming projects you currently working on?
Well, right now we have Raw Life Records and Raw Life Distribution and Raw Life Publishing. So I'm just trying to give a lot of artists, basically here in Philadelphia, from the start, for starters, just the opportunity to work in the studio. Because right now, a lot of people are just working in their homes, working on laptops and stuff like that. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Because some of that shit still rocks. But at the same time, if you know, if I find an artist that I feel is talented, then I let them come into the studio, record a couple songs, then we put the songs out and distribute them.
Okay.
One artist that we've had a lot of success with is Rone, R-O-N-E. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but you know he's tearing it up. He sold a shitload of singles. He's a battle rapper from Penn State University, and he's basically he's only lost maybe like twice out of like 20 battles. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, he lost the DNA. Well, he lost the DNA, but people say it was a tie. But I don't think DNA can fuck with this guy. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Now I got beef with DNA, so.
Right.
But him and DNA are friends though, so it's all good.
That's what we're about here. Friendly hip hop.
Friends, good music.
So, where can our listeners find your music / buy it?
Oh, they can find my music on iTunes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's balling to say that.
Right.
like you can't find any of my music for free, and if you do, then what's going to happen is I'm going
to find you.
to find you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to demand $9. You know what I'm
We're
saying?
clearing at 99 cents.
We don't sell singles. We only sell albums. No, we sell singles. I'm just tripping.
So, last question before we go on break. What is your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website address?
At Dice Raw, and my Instagram is The Real Dice Raw, and Facebook is Dice Raw. But I can't have no more friends on Facebook, so it's a mute point. And, you can just go in there and look at my pictures and shit. So.
Wait,
You
this
just
is so
stalk 'em.
sad. Like,
Right, I can't
you just
move
go on and look at my pictures. Just go ahead.
You can look at my pics and stuff that I'm doing. Sometimes I update. Most things I do now is Instagram. I'm just an Instagram fanatic. You know what I mean? So.
Yo, I still don't have an Instagram. I be hearing about the thirst. Me and my man just was talking about the
Thirst is
thirst
strong,
that
that's
attacks on Instagram.
Strong.
Instagram.
Strong.
Yo, it is
He's
some
like,
thirsty motherfuckers on
can't take
Instagram. It's funny when I somebody comment on my picture and they be like, "Yo, holla at me." They be like, "Holla at you? What, on Instagram?" It's like, are you fucking stupid? It's like the whole thing about Instagram is like non-verbal communication. It's like we've gotten to the point where we went from talking on the phones to texting to now picture.
Yeah, just pictures.
You know what I mean? So
That's true.
Less and
yo.
less communication between each other.
yeah, less and less, man.
All right.
It's just to show how much the human race hates each other, hates one another, and don't want to communicate with each other.
But I want to be your friend. I don't want to talk to you.
I want to look at you.
But I want to see your pictures.
I want to see your half naked pictures.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers, that's the even crazy part. Every girl thinks she's a model now due to
Yes.
Facebook. It's like I seen this girl. She had like a muffin top. That she had like 3 muffin tops. She had 2
Not
on the side,
1, 3.
like 1 in the front, and had her shirt off, and like a bikini top. And it's like making like a sexy face. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
It probably was the duck face.
It's like, do you really think you're sexy?
Just because the guy had sex with you said you're sexy doesn't mean the rest of the world
Oh,
does.
cut that shit out.
See, that's what it is. When like an ugly girl who has a fat ass, motherfuckers just be gassing her head up, telling her she's sexy,
Right.
telling her she's sexy just so they can fuck her.
That's how my next
She
door
thinks
neighbor.
she's sexy.
Right.
She starts taking pictures of her ass, and it's just like, yo, your ass is fat, but so is the rest of you. You know what I'm saying?
That's real
Jesus
talk.
Christ.
That's raw.
Who wants to see a fat, disgusting, cellulited ass? Cellulistic
Cellulistic.
butt? No, thank you.